This is Module 21, Influences on Perception. So, there are several different things that can influence our perception. But basically, over time, through experience, we come to expect certain results. This is what we're talking about when we talk about top down. So, those expectations, they can give us what we call a perceptual set, which is a set of mental tendencies and assumptions that affects the top down, what we hear, taste, feel, and see. So perceptual sets can affect lots of things in our lives, like what we hear in certain songs or what we see in different facial expressions. Now, here, this is what we call the duck or the bunny illusion. You tell me in the notes what you see, a duck or a bunny. Now, perceptual sets can be basically influenced by several different things: the context, the motivation, and the emotion. So first of all, the context of a situation can affect our perception. A researcher said, why is it that when you're a bike rider, you hate car drivers around you, but whenever you're in the driver's seat, you hate that there are bikers everywhere in the way? So your context can influence how you're perceiving a situation. Now, here's another example. When participants heard eel is on the wagon or eel is on the orange, the context of wagon caused people to think wheel for the first, and the context of orange caused people to think peel for the second. Now, cultural contexts also inform our perceptions, and people from different cultures view things differently. So I want you to look at this image and tell me what you think is going on here, and then we'll talk about it in class. Our motivations can affect our perceptions. So, for example, if you're going for the finish line and you're about to win, desirable objects seem closer than they really are, which motivates us. It energizes us to go for that thing. Thirsty people see, for example, water bottles as being closer to them than they actually are. Also, when carrying a heavy backpack, if looking at a mountain, things seem steeper than they actually are. So if you're not motivated to do something, things can look harder than they actually are. And when you are, they can appear easier. And then emotions can also change our perception. So hearing sad music can make us think we hear sad things versus neutral more frequently. Or being in a sad mood in general can kind of make us overestimate how many sad words there are. Also, when we're angry, we perceive more neutral objects as threatening objects, like guns. And when we're mildly upset, we perceive a neutral face as less attractive and likable than when we're not. So our context, our motivation, and emotion, these are all parts of our perceptual sets that can kind of influence how we perceive a certain thing. Now, ESP is the controversial claim that perception can occur apart from sensory input. So if a person says they have ESP, they might say they're a psychic or a medium, or they have telepathy. And basically what researchers have found is that they haven't been able to demonstrate this in a lab setting at all. So telepathy is mind-to-mind communication. Clairvoyance is perceiving remote events. For example, there's a house on fire in another state. Or if a person goes missing, they say, oh, I know where that person is. I know what happened to them, so on and so forth. And then precognition is perceiving future events. And psychokinesis or telekinesis is mind-moving matter. Basically, the gist of this is that it's not real in the sense that it's never been produced in a lab setting, and they can never get one person to be able to produce it more than once in a lab setting accurately. And there have been times where people who have claimed to be psychics are right in their predictions, but it's no greater statistical chance than just due to chance. They're wrong as many times as they're right. So basically anybody could do it. And I want you to test yourself, and that's